Hello everyone, it's another lesson in A Course in Miracles with myself, Janet Melody, and today we're on lesson 86 and today is another review lesson. So we're reviewing lessons 71 and 72 today. So I've said in many of the previous ones for the review, we're splitting it up into two parts. So we're focusing on lesson 1 for the first part of the day and then lesson 2 for the second part of the day. We've got a 10 to 15 minute practice in each one where we take in the information, then we close our eyes and then we allow a deeper truth to come through, and then we keep, as always, repeating the statement throughout the day and then switching in the later half of the day to the second statement that we keep repeating. So those are the things that we're asked to do with these lessons during the reviews, and these are the two lessons that we're going to be reviewing today. So the first one is 71, which is only God's plan for salvation will work. It is senseless for me to search wildly about for salvation. I have seen it in many people and in many things, but when I reached for it, it was not there. I was mistaken about where it is. I was mistaken about what it is. I will undertake no more idle seeking. Only God's plan for salvation will work, and I will rejoice because his plan can never fail. These are some suggested forms for applying this idea specifically. God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. This is no exception in God's plan for my salvation. And let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. So our first lesson for the first half of the day is only God's plan for salvation will work. So if we try to think about any other external ego, whatever circumstance to bring us peace, to bring us love, to bring us joy, all of those things, they're not going to work. You're going to be seeking in the wrong places, because only God's plan for salvation will work. Only love's plan for salvation will work. We have to step into that energy, and it's all around us. We can't pinpoint it. I think that's the hard thing with love's energy. It cannot be controlled. It can't be seen. It can't be put into a box. It is just there. And to be a part of it, you've got to align with it. So you've got to center yourself in that. Get rid of grievances. Get rid of anything that's putting meaning onto things, because that's taking you away, and you're trying to then isolate yourself into a little solar being going around in the world when that's not possible. To be a part of this glorious, align with it. You can't see it, but when you align with it, you start flowing in the world. You start being sort of driven by what is flowing through you, and it knows where you need to go. There's an intelligence with it, and it's going to guide your life in the joyful ways that your life is meant to go. So only that plan is the one that will work when you align with that, not when you align with something that this mind thinks it has to be this and way. That will never work. That person it thinks will bring you the happiness, that vehicle, that house, that place, whatever it is, will not bring you the love, the joy, the peace of eternity, like the God plan that is surrounding us all, the love plan that surrounds us all, that we just seem to don't want to see it. It's somewhere else. It's like, it's here, it's all around you, it's in you, it's everywhere. No, I don't want to see that. I think it's here and I think it's there because I am me. I'm a separate identity, and it's never going to work. So only God's plan for salvation will work, and then use the key phrases. God's plan for salvation will save me from my perception of this. So align with it and forget about whatever else is going on in the mind. There is no exception in God's plan for my salvation. No exception whatsoever. You're part of it. You'll always be a part of it. That's the only way you're going to be free. Let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. So just let me repeat that. Let me perceive this only in the light of God's plan for salvation. So whatever you're seeing, see it from the light, see it from the love perspective, see it from there, and that will guide you towards the freedom. Don't see it as something to cling on to, control, and it's never going to work. Remember, this love energy is just so gentle and soft and always moving, and it's in the now, it's present in the now, and that is always there to tap into. So tap into that and know that in that moment is where you're meant to go with whatever that little sign, signal, whatever it is, to move you forward. And the second lesson for the later half of the day is holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Holding grievances is an attempt to prove that God's plan for salvation will not work, yet only his plan will work. By holding grievances, I am therefore excluding my only hope of salvation from my awareness. I would no longer defeat my own interests in this insane way. I would accept God's plan for salvation and be happy. Specific applications for this idea might be in these forms. I am choosing between misperception and salvation as I look on this. If I see grounds for grievance in this, I will not see the grounds for my salvation. This calls for salvation, not attack. So that one, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. If you hold a problem, whatever it is, any kind of grievance, you're not in the light, you're not in that love energy, you're not following your true path. And that is your big signal, your big indicator for when to step out of it, to go back to that. How would love be in this moment? How would love operate? If there's an attack there, no, God's plan is to feel free, to feel peace, to feel love. I need to step into the energy of love. I need to be love. I need to become it. I can't even say the word. All encompassing. Be it. That's what we've got to do. We've got to get into that alignment with it. We've got to in all ways. So the grievances, holding a grievance, holding a problem, that this is any little thing like that. And you've detached. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing in a way, because it's taking you off that beautiful energy, that wonderful, peaceful grace is what it is. It's just grace. It just is. It just is present, and we don't need to do anything specifically. That's the simple thing. We don't need to force anything. We just need to sort of surrender and be that inner love that's there already. Let it unfold instead of forcing and all of these things that we've put out into the world, all the meanings, all the just everything. It's so exhausting, it's so insane, it's so draining. And yet when you step back and when you really let your life, let it go almost, it's hard to explain. You let it go, but you don't let it go as well. You let it go in a way that you're shown in every moment, in any little, you just know that this is where I'm meant to go, this is what I'm meant to do. And then that's it, that you just live moment to moment. And the joy just comes with that living in the moment to moment. There's no forcing, it just is there. Because you just enjoy with whatever you're doing. You don't make it out to be, this isn't what I want to be, I need to be over there. You're happy being where you are in this moment, and you're accepting of it, and you're loving of it, and you're loving of the people around you in it. And when you can see the love in them, it sort of has that mirrored beautiful effect, because you can't see anymore a problem. And if they're seeing a different perspective, they're just in a different, they're not in God's plan, they're not in alignment with love, they've stepped out of it. Some have stepped way, way out of it, others have just sort of, pittering in and out of it. But it's always there. That's why we get those glimpses of it. That's why you see in others, when you see kindness and all these wonderful things, that happen in the world and it just feels light. That's love operating in a beautiful way. So yeah, I hope these 2 lessons really bring you into that alignment with love. So enjoy the practices, and we will always be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you again. So take care, everyone. Bye.